Been a big week around the Brisbane Racing Club. We had the launch of the Spring Carnival and of course Mecca Raceday at Doomben last Saturday. Well over 7,000 in attendance and great time had by all. And the young people were really getting right into their racing.
Brisbane Racing Club's Mecca Raceday is one of the most anticipated race days of the year. So when it was cancelled this year with the Ekka show also being cancelled, we had to reschedule it. So we chose a Sunday. And here we are today on a weekend where Brisbane's had river fire and footy finals, and we're fortunate to be able to put this on. 7,500 was a reduced capacity. We're sold out today, and we're just delighted that everyone can come here so well dressed, enjoy the races and the festival atmosphere.
I love live racing. So much fun. Like everyone's here.
Very sophisticated, very nice. Everyone's dressed nice, obviously, so you can't go wrong. Like obviously the standard's up, so yeah. And it's a pristine event with the horse racing.
It was cancelled last year, so we're happy to be here this year.
Having a great time, really recommend it. Yeah. Come back next year. You should.
As I mentioned earlier, the BRC recently launched their Spring Carnival at Howard Smith Wharves. It was a gala night, and we have some really important race meetings coming up at Eagle Farm and Doomben over the next 5 or 6 weeks. Can't get to Sydney and Melbourne with these COVID regulations. You've got to be trackside to just experience the atmosphere of the racecourse. And the BRC is looking forward to presenting some wonderful race days.
Thank you everybody for joining us tonight as we come to celebrate the launch of Brisbane's Spring Racing Carnival presented by Lexus. The team, after a successful Stradbroke season, was challenged to just come up with something fun. Let people have fun. And we're blessed to have two great racing carnivals in Queensland, in the Magic Millions in summer and the Winter Carnival Stradbroke season in winter. So spring racing is all about fun, hospitality, live racing, and of course watching Australia's best racing on the biggest screen in the Southern Hemisphere.
Training racehorses, a 52 weeks operation. Tuesday morning here at Doomben was typical. 22 trials, some newcomers, the babies on show. We caught up with trainers Paul Butterworth and Chris Munce to discuss some of their prospects.
Chris Munce had a large team trialling this morning at Doomben. Firstly, Rhapsody Rose back at the trials this morning. Where will we see her next?
Not sure. I thought I needed to have another look at her under trial conditions before I sort of programmed a race in. The 1200 this Saturday was probably just a little bit quick. I haven't done much with her since the Gold Coast. She's just been hampered, I think, by big weights and bad barriers, and she hasn't been getting beat far. And the runs have been okay, but I think she's just taking a little bit longer to come to hand than what she was as a 2-year-old.
Boom Sar, one of the stable favourites, back at the trials today. Will he trial again, or will you find a race for him?
I think he'll trial again. He's pretty big, he's getting a bit older, and he's another horse that's probably taken a little bit longer to come to hand, but he enjoyed his day out this morning. He had his ears pricked and did it all pretty well within himself, and he's not a noted track worker or barrier trial horse, so probably his effort this morning was quite good.
Southern Stock was very impressive winning at Eagle Farm last start, beaten this morning by Bedini's Girl in his trial. What did you make of both horses?
Well, he was just having a maintenance gallop. Obviously the 1,000 metres was way too short for him, but Larry Cassidy was happy with how he was able to travel in the trial quite strong for 1,000 metres, and I made sure, I said to Larry to make him gallop out past the winning post another furlong on, which he did. So that'll just tighten him up nicely. It's for an 1,800 metre race on Saturday week against the 3-year-olds. And Bedini's Girl, I'm not sure where she'll go. She's just starting her prep off, so we'll probably just target a few races over the summer, but I would probably just kick off in a few of the lesser races just to get a win under her belt and get a bit of confidence into her.
Paul Butterworth, you must have been very pleased with no magic in the paddock-shaped plate on Saturday.
Yeah, terrific effort. Filly that we sort of had ready about 8 weeks ago. Very mature young horse. I've never had one that's been up and going so early. She looks like a 4-year-old mare and sort of had to tread water. Coming out of her first trial, she was a bit muscle sore. But come through the second one well, and we knew she was going to be really competitive there on Saturday. She's in the paddock now. We'll bring her back at a shot for the Magic Millions, so we'll go through the summer carnival. Whether she's sharp enough to win a Millions is questionable. I think she might be more a 1400 miler in the winter, maybe a JJ Atkins hopefully. We can aim for that, but we'll give her an opportunity for Magic Millions. If she improves and we keep her nice and fresh, well, you never know, she's tough.
And this morning at the Doomben trials, our Red Planet was very impressive.
He's a lovely horse. He's, I'd say he's clearly the best horse in my stable. Got big plans for him, so hopefully we see him in the 3-year-old Magic Millions, all going well. Program is tricky, I need some prize money, so I just got to try and plot my way through to the summer, and I want to give him another short break, so we just got to work out what we're going to do with him.
Time for the tips, but before we get into Doomben, a hypothetical. Incentivise v Very Elegant in the Turnbull Stakes at Flemington. What if Incentivise blows away Very Elegant? Would Peter Moody then be tempted to say, well, I'll take the Cox Plate instead of the Caulfield Cup? They're both worth $5 million, but the big part about the Cox Plate is not a penalty race for the Melbourne Cup. I doubt if Peter will go that way, but it's a talking point. We'd still have to beat Zaki in the Cox Plate, whereas the Caulfield Cup, 2,400 metres, looks a perfect lead into the Melbourne Cup. But it's just a bit of food for thought if Incentivise does really win the Turnbull Stakes in Cavalier style. Now at this track, I think the first bet we should have is race 5, Our Rebel. I concede he's not well placed under set weight conditions, but I thought it was a terrific effort last start at the Gold Coast. He did a lot of work down the back straight to take up the lead. He really fought tenaciously at the finish there to be just behind the place getters. Back here to 1630 metres, and he's got the rails draw to offset his big weight increase. I can see him getting a gun run there, and he's each way odds. Another one with a bit of value, I think, is race 6, Scottish Mist. Now, her last start effort at the coast, 1,300 metres a fortnight ago. At the home turn, looked in under a lot of pressure and wasn't doing much, but the last 200 metres, she really found the line. Now, goes up quickly from 1,300 to 1,630 metres. Different tempo here. I think she'll get a reasonable run just behind the speed, and she's marked at about the $8 mark. I think she's good value there. Best bet of the day, race 9, Enterprise Pom. A month ago she ran in the Furious Stakes. That was her first up effort. She led and they ran quite smart time. They were a tick under 110. I thought she battled really strongly the last bit to hold down fourth, just over a length from the winner. A month to get over that and the trip back to Brisbane. I think she looks well placed here. Just wish she had a bit better draw than gate 10, but she's got good pace and I think she'll settle right on the speed here. Hope you can find a winner at Doomben. Make sure you get here.